Hey guys, so right, now we're in the garage. I'm going to be working on the Kawasaki. Now this is a new project to me. I need a new daily road bike and this was the best thing I could find in the budget for what I want. So we'll get into it.
Mind fills up into a creature and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. Anxiety filling up every space, no privacy. And silently, it could build and build until you finally see, whoa, it's taking over, damn no closure, moving closer. No exposure, I just wanna be a loner. Some can't stay sober, looking over all their shoulders, like moving boulders just to get out of the home. It sucks, I've had enough, I don't wanna feel the stuck under the rug, all my problems that I shove. I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature and
2005-2006 C6F Kawasaki Ninja 636, also known as the ZX6R. So the 636 is actually a really good engine. In fact, these bikes are really good bikes. Now, in my biking life, I've never really bothered with Kawasaki's. So this is my first one, and we'll find out how it is. I've already found out that the fuel pumps are quite hard to come by for this particular model. So basically, when I got it, the fuel tank was totally rusted out. So this bike has been stood since 2015 in a garage, and it was just left with fuel in the tank, which actually saved half of the tank, but the air pocket in the top really ended up messed up. So all in all, it's not a bad bike. So I had to basically jerry-rig the fuel pump, so put some new wiring on it. The sender's totally gone, but I've ordered another broken pump to try and make one good pump unit out of the two, and I'll try and show the process of doing that. But the pump itself actually works, so I've managed to make some new wiring, which is not recommended, because if you use the wrong gauge wiring like I have, you do genuinely risk blowing your bike up, because if that wiring gets too hot, if there's too much resistance, then it could cause a spark within the fuel tank, and yeah, bike no more. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to try and do the chain and sprocket on the back end, because it's a Renthal aluminium sprocket and it's actually eating the teeth. The chain is toast, the front sprocket's probably toast. The tyres, it's a shame really that they're old. The 2014 dated tyres, but they're brand new. So the tyres are Michelin Pilot Roads, which are a really good tyre to be fair. But because they're old, it's not really recommended to use them. But I'm going to see how I go with them before I change them. If they start slipping and sliding, because the rubber compound has just hardened too much, then they'll need changing. We've got Akrapovic exhaust, and actually all in all the bike's in really good condition. It was actually an elderly gentleman that owned this before he passed away, which is crazy, but that's awesome that the old guys are still getting on things like this and ripping them on a daily basis. Well, I've just got the back wheel out at last. It was a bit stuck in there, but look at these teeth. Now this is the reason it's probably not a good idea to run an aluminium sprocket on a road bike. Track bike, fine, but on a road bike, they just wear too much. Like, some of this is from just standing and where it's corroded to the steel chain, but yeah, that's one nasty sprocket right there. So let's get to changing that. So this is definitely turning into one of those jobs where you start the job and then realise that you left most of the tools that you need at work. like the 16mm I need for the sprocket. So on that genius note, I'm going to have to pop to the shop to get some more parts, some more tools to be able to do it, but we're getting there slowly. Just got the front sprocket off. I'm going to fit the new one and we'll go from there. Right, so we finally got the new sprocket on and the new chain. I didn't bother filming that several hours after the last bit. But yeah, we've got an RK chain on there, JT sprocket. That was supposed to be a JT sprocket, but it isn't. So basically, I ordered a whole JT kit because I'm fairly familiar with the JT products and they seem pretty good, to be fair. But the seller substituted the chain for an RK chain, which isn't even rated to this capacity, so I'm not that impressed with that. We'll see. I'm probably going to change the chain out, but just for now, for the sake of test running it and that, it will do. Obviously front sprocket as well, so there's not a great deal left to do before I can sort of test ride it, and hopefully everything will work. The quick shifter seems to work, and I'll try and throw in a clip of that. So far, it's a pretty good buy looking at it, unless it blows up randomly on the first proper rip, but we'll see. It's looking quite good. I'm impressed with how easy it seems to be to work on as well. Despite the fact that this has been stood for so many years, everything is coming undone. So I can't really ask for more than that. Everything, even though it's rusty or corroded, it just seems to still come undone. Whereas if that was anything like my yummy doodle over here, it doesn't have to be corroded to not come undone. No, this is Old Faithful. This was a cheap bike and it's done really well. But I just fancy something a bit more